Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to continue factoring. Let me see if this is my good marker. We're going to continue factoring, but I know that factoring is something that a lot of folks struggle with a little bit. So what I want to do today is give you a little trick for some special cases called the difference of squares. Okay, it is hopefully something a little bit easier that I can kind of throw in at the same time as what we were working on yesterday, so that you can kind of work on both and hopefully master both skills. So it's an excuse to, here's a little thing, keep working on the stuff that we did last time, right? Because I know factoring is hard, and that's fine. It's fine. Nothing wrong with learning something hard, just know it's hard. Today what I want to factor is, and there was a problem like this on the homework last night, I did that intentionally, x squared plus 0x minus 16. Okay, now some of you are probably looking at this and saying, Faust, if it's 0x, that's nothing, right? And it is. I mean, I could have a 0x to the 8th. Doesn't matter. Okay, it's 0 times x. That's a 0. And I don't have to write that in, but I'm going to anyway, just for now, so you can see this. Okay? So, based on what we did yesterday, the first step is looking at the factors of 16. So we're going to write those down. 16. We have 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 3 won't work, 4 and 4, and then I've got those both right there. There's nothing in between them, so I've checked everything. Okay? So, 1, 2, and 4. The second question, and remember we're trying to get these into parentheses like this, of an x and an x, is which of these combinations, by addition or subtraction, are going to give me 0? Well, 1 and 16 can only give me 15 or 17. 2 and 8 can only give me 6 or 10. But 4 and 4, 4 minus 4 is 0. So I'm going to want 4 minus 4. Now we have to look at the signs on the inside. Now if I have a negative 4 and a negative 4, that's negative 4 minus 4. That's going to give me a negative 8. If I have a plus 4 plus 4, that's going to be 4 plus 4. That'll give me a positive 8. So I need a plus 4 minus 4, because then I have a positive 4 minus 4. And it doesn't matter if you have the plus or the minus here. You can flip them back and forth. Okay? So we've got this answer now. X plus 4, x minus 4. The reason this is called the difference of squares is because x happens to be a perfect square. Or x squared, sorry, happens to be a perfect square. It's x times x. 16 happens to be a perfect square. It's 4 times 4. Which is why that 0 works out. As long as this is some number squared, whether it's 5 times 5, so this is 25, or 3 times 3, so this is 9, this can be 0, and we can get an answer. Now, if this had been 13, that would have been a pickle, a real pickle. But it's not. We've got the difference of squares. So let me give you another problem, this time without the 0. Let's look at x squared minus 49. Now we know both of these are squares. We know that x squared is x times x. 49, the factors are 7 and 7. We need to add 1, and we need to subtract 1. And we're done. Okay? That 0x was just a placeholder. I just wanted you to be able to see that. The important step is when we FOIL this x squared and this 7 times 7, we get that negative 49. Okay? The first times the first and the last times the last are both perfect squares. And then what happens in the middle is a plus 7x and a minus 7x. When you have perfect squares and you've got a plus and a minus, everything in the middle is going to cancel out. Okay? I'm going to up this just a little bit. Four x squared minus 25. Now, those of you that have experienced factoring before see that 4 in front of the x squared and say, crap, this is the stuff I was worried about. But it's okay, because 4 It's a perfect square. So we're still in the world of, this is easy. We just take the square roots of both sides. Now we still have an x, but because it's a 4x squared, we need the square root of 4 as well. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. The square root of 25 is 5, so I have a plus 5, and a minus 5. And we can check our answer. 2x times 2x is that 4x squared we want, because 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. 2x times a negative 5 is a negative 10x. 5 times 2x is a positive 10x. And 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. And like we wanted, everything in the middle cancels out, and we're left with 4x squared minus 25. So those are the problems that we're looking at today. Probably give you 8 of them. And we'll look at making this just a titch trickier tomorrow. So go ahead, get to work, enjoy your days.